Are you bounding while running? Let me show you how to fix bounding while you're running. This is Andrew with Running with Dr. Andrew. Let's talk about bounding. Bounding is something that can be a part of your gait while running that is not efficient, as well as it can cause pain too. What happens is with bounding, you're going to spend a lot more time up in the air compared to getting more distance with your running and working on more of your stride rather than getting up in the air. So typically you'll see people kind of bounce whenever they're running. That's going to increase the pressure of your joints, and you're going to have to really utilize those muscles, so you're going to get more fatigued very quickly, as well as you're going to potentially cause more pain with this type of running. And so what happens is your frequency of stride starts to drop, and then you start to spend a little bit more time on your foot. And so one way you want to do this, number one way, is to maybe shorten your stride. Typically sometimes is people not necessarily shorten stride, but basically you're going to land right in front of your hips when you're running rather than overstriding. Typically when people do bound, they are overstriding a little bit, and so you want to make sure when you want to land within your hips and your center of gravity while running. And then also, one other thing that you can do is increase your frequency of stride. And so it's something that you can work on as time goes on. You want to, obviously you won't get to the 180 revolutions per minute that professionals do. That's typical. A professional athlete, professional runner will have about 180 minutes with 180 revolutions per minute, and so that's something that you'll have to kind of gradually work up. And you may not even get there. Maybe you can kind of count how many steps you're doing. Use your metronome on your cell phone and set it for 140 revolutions per minute. See if you're able to keep up with that. And you're able to do that for a while, then maybe increase it by 10 beats per minute. And so that way that will kind of prevent you from doing bounding, and it will get you kind of tuned into running. And another thing that you can do too is if you're running, typically whenever at the end of a long run or at the end of a run, speed work, you stop using in good form. And so what you can do is get your metronome out, run with your metronome, set it for 140, 150, whatever it is that you want to choose for, and run with that. And that will get you back a mark where you need to be with your running stride, and increase your frequency. And definitely I think that's one thing that you can do is, and again, working on speed work, turning over, doing 200 meter runs, 400 meter runs, so that way you're working on quick feet. If you can kind of think of quick feet, the ground is hot when you're running, and that will kind of get your feet to kind of turn over a little bit more. More turnover, the quicker you're going to be, and less time you're going to be in the air. So we don't want to spend a lot of time in the air because that's not as efficient as going linearly. Definitely very important with that. And so this concludes this video on bounding. Let me know in the comments if this is something that you do. Like to discuss with that, and definitely we can discuss with it in the comments. Hope everyone's doing great. Keep running, keep safe, and we'll see you next time.